Okay, 7, write the equation of a line that goes through the points -2, -13, and 4, 11. So again, it's a WEL, which means I'm going to make my checklist. I'm going to try to figure out what M and B are. And then I'm going to be able to write my equation. Again, they give me 2 points. So they give me an x1, y1, x2, y2. The slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in this problem, again, y2 is 11 minus y1 is -13 over x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is -2. Again, here, since I have two negatives right next to each other, that becomes a plus. So it's 11 plus 13, which is 24. Got two negatives next to each other here, so that becomes a plus. So 4 plus 2 is 6, and then 24 divided by 6 is 4. So the M I want to use is 4. Now to find B, I'm going to go ahead and use 411. Because I like to deal with positive numbers, so I'm going to use 411. So 4 is my x and 11 as my y. So if I look at y equals mx plus b, y is 11. M we found to be 4. The x I'm using happens to be 4 also. Plus b. So I get 11 equals 4 times 4 is 16 plus b. Then to get b by itself, I have to minus 16 from both sides, so I get -5 equals b. So now that I have m and b, I can write my equation y equals m, which is 4x. Since b is negative, I just put -5. Okay, number 8, graph -2y equals 4x minus 8. Again, I want to change it to y equals mx plus b form first. Right now it's not in that form because the -2 is in front of the y. And -2 in front of the y means -2 times y. So I've got to do the opposite and divide everything by a -2. So this would cancel. -2 divided by -2 is just +1. So I have y equals 4 divided by -2 is -2, so I have -2x. -8 divided by -2 is a +4. So that means -2 is my slope, and 4 is my b or the y-intercept. And we start at the y-intercept, so I start at 4 on the y-axis, and my slope is -2. Remember, -2 is a fraction, it's -2 over 1. So I go down to the right 1. Draw my line. Okay, number 9. Graph the linear inequality y is greater than 3x minus 4. So it's in slope-intercept form because the y is by itself. So that means 3 is my m, -4 is my b. So again, I start at b, so I start at -4. Then my slope is 3, which is the same thing as 3 over 1, so I go up 3 to the right 1. Now, since there's not a line underneath the inequality sign, that means my line is going to be dotted or dashed. And this is a greater than sign, so I want to shade above the line that I just drew. So above would be all this area. Okay, 10 multiply x minus 1 times x minus 5. So it's two binomials together, so I'm going to use the Punnett square. So I got x and -1 and x and -5. X times x is x squared. X times -5 is -5x. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x, or just negative x, however you want to write it. The last box would be negative 1 times negative 5, which is a positive 5. So I've got x squared. Then on my diagonal here, I've got negative 1x plus negative 5x. So it would be negative 6x. Then the 5 here is positive, so I put plus 5.